I think talking about finances, there's a stigma. It's very hush-hush, and when people start talking about money, I found that they get nervous. We should be more open about how we save money and how we're able to set goals for ourselves with money. Because if we talk about it more, we educate more. And if the younger generation is more open to talking about it, imagine what finances can be like in the future. My name is Tyler Lumb. I was born and raised in Toronto. I'm a barber and a peer support worker for the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. I was raised in a single-parent household, and unfortunately, we did not have very much money growing up, and I did not have a very good role model in terms of saving money and learning how to spend money properly. Every time that I had money, I needed to spend it. My instant gratification came from spending hundreds of dollars on clothes because I was actually scared of money in my bank account. During COVID, I had to find new strategies in order to save money. These pictures came from my Nana's. They're very old. So I would go to thrift stores, dollar stores, and garage sales to get everything I needed. I lived in Airbnbs when I was in COVID because technically I didn't have a job. So no landlord would actually rent me a unit. And unfortunately, that was very expensive and it was very detrimental for my own financial stability. When I transitioned from my career in advertising to becoming a barber, I was terrified. If you're planning on making a change, it's important to have a plan regardless of what your goal is. Desjardins has many different types of savings plans that you can customize for your own specific goals. After 2.5 years of cutting hair, I opened my first barbershop, and it was the first gender-free barbershop in Toronto. I did a lot of work with marginalized communities, specifically the LGBTQ+ community. I charged based on length and time and not based on gender. When COVID hit and I lost my barbershop, I decided to take my clients and take my tools and set up on a park bench in High Park. A lot of people from my community specifically suffer from gender dysphoria, and because of that, a haircut is one of the most important things to feel the way they feel inside, outside. So I had this idea to go to High Park and give haircuts. I cut hair at CAMH for 1.5 years prior to becoming a peer support worker. I realized that a lot of the work I was doing at CAMH while cutting hair was peer support work because I was disclosing to them my story and my lived experience and how I overcame it, and they were talking to me about their experience. So I was really scared, obviously, of this change because I didn't want to let go of being a barber. That was my personality. That was who I was. And I felt changing into peer support would change me, but it didn't. And everything that I ever loved about barbering is now my meditation. I've been using basketball as a tool for self-care since my father passed away when I was 8 years old. I would just leave my house with my ball. I would go for hours and hours and hours. That was my way of A, feeling closer to my father, and B, being able to release that pain and that grief on a more healthy and recreational level. Yes, that one went in. This is my favorite thrifted item. I've been watching Michael Jordan since I could walk. His career specifically inspired me and motivated me to never give up in my own life.
I guess I learned from Tyler sometimes on what not to do. Also, I've learned from him how to be what I would call savvy with money. He puts his money to work for him.
I know this sounds a little bananas because I look young, but I want to start thinking about my retirement, and I have to start thinking about it soon. Cutting hair right now, as I'm doing this peer support role, it brings me a lot of joy. So I don't think I'm ever going to retire from cutting hair. It's always going to be a creative outlet for me, and I'll probably do it all the way up until I'm 90 years old. And I would love to explore many different places in Europe and all across the globe, and that's what my goal is for my retirement. I think it's very important for people to have financial literacy in order to understand more about how to build their own financial stability that is appropriate to their own goals. On your path to financial freedom, Desjardins has many services geared towards your goals, and they can help you foster your financial freedom.